Well, I think it's just a matter of taste. You know, I first tried to do more like one sound because the first one was really eclectic. But I thought I want to do one sound, but it's just not possible for me because I'm as much into hip hop as I'm into jazz, I'm into pop, I'm into soul, I'm into electro. So I just want to do it all, you know. And I could do once. There's one, for example, Sadness, really old school soul. It's cool for one song, but not for a whole album. And that's what I have with all the songs. So I think it's that's why it's so eclectic, because it's just my style. But it's really weird because it's a lot of perceptions. I heard from all journalists, all different kinds of opinions about the record. Some say it's more deep, some say it's more easy listening, some say it's really funny. But it's actually nice because you can see it as like a painting, a piece of art, and you can think about it with all different kinds of things. But I always love to hear that it's more deep than the first one, of course. Well, actually, that was also with the first record. I need a lot of kind of inputs. I wrote a few songs on guitar by myself, like Always Home and Time and We'll Go For More. But I also invited my band for a week at my place to jam a week. And Daddy came out, Stand Back came out of that, Gotta Make It Last came out of that. And then, you know, they put me together with different kind of producers in all kinds of countries. So I just went there and they had a beat and I sang on top of it. So that's why I need a lot of inputs not to get bored as well. Well, it's actually the first record. I wrote it when I was in puberty and I wasn't open for love for another person because I was still busy trying to find love for myself, because I had a really hard time trying to accept who I was. So the first record is actually only about that, and then with the second record it's still about that, because I think a lot of people would expect 4 years later now she has success, now she's really happy. No, it's still sometimes a battle, you know, to find happiness. But I discovered love as well for somebody else, and I never thought I would write about that cliche until it really overcame me. I think, for example, I wrote Sadness in Jamaica, and you would think Jamaica really nice, but I felt really bad there because we were like I was put in like a very chic place and like an island, and then around me you saw like people grabbing the garbage trying to get food, so it was such a big, so I felt really sad there. So I wrote Sadness there, which is then also a good thing, of course. But what's the best thing about playing in all those making songs, it gives you pressure when you write with somebody else, because when I'm at home I'm really in my comfort zone and I can be really lazy and just do nothing. And that's a good thing about, you know, getting out of your country, having pressure to write. But most inspiration I still get out of my emotional life. It went so smoothly, so nice, and he's such a nice guy, and we spend the evening together, eat together. So that's, for me, the most important thing. First, to have like a personal click. Yeah. But I thought, you know, you have a lot of hip hop, which is like really gangsta, and that's not what I wanted. And like you say, it's really original, and I really love the tone of his voice. And everybody lives in LA nowadays, so we just gave him a call, and he came over, and he wanted to do it, and in a few hours it was done. So it was really nice to work with him. I think it's hard to if people ask me like, why. I mean, it's just a matter of evolution. It just same as the first record. I listened with the first record a lot to hip hop, to reggae, and Ragamuffin came out, and Peace of Mind, which is really hip hop. And the last years I listened more to electronic, a bit jazz as well. And I think I absorb the things I listen to, and then this kind of combination comes out. Well, actually, it's dressed in a disco way, but the first version was really down-tempo, melancholic, really sad, and that's when I wrote it with music in my head. And it was crazy because it was 4 houses further than me that she died in Los Angeles as well. And yeah, it really touched me. Not per se for me, like Amy Winehouse had a bigger influence because it's my age and my music more. But I just can imagine the fact of, you know, being alone and the spotlight on you when you're unstable, and that's really killing, you know. So it made me think and made me feel, and then I wrote that song. And then after, it was indeed put in a funky jacket, because I didn't want to have only like really down-tempo songs on my record. So that was my biggest challenge, to write a credible up-tempo hit. That was like the goal. I think you have a lot of, you know, you have everywhere, you have like people who are negative, or everywhere you have people who are proud, and you know, you find it everywhere. But I think they're mostly proud that, you know, because you don't have a lot of artists who come abroad Belgium who are big there. But it's also Belgian people are really, really down to earth, what I am too. So they would never be overwhelmed or something. If they see me, they could laugh, but they would never like come over, oh my god, it's Selah Sue. They're not like that. Totally not. They never put you on a pedestal, see you as somebody bigger than them. It's mostly, that's our girl, she's doing well, and we're proud. So I kind of love that atmosphere. I can also walk around in Belgium without getting harassed by people.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, because those two people are really important. My mother is like my emotional mentor more. She was really, I mean, now it's less because I'm older, but back in the day she was my my biggest help still now, you know. She's like emotional, really there. My father is really my professional mentor. He's really proud, he's my biggest fan. He watches every day on Facebook and MySpace where I'm playing. He has like he's a really, really biggest fan. And he's really like, come on girl, and be successful and go for it. So it's good to have both. So they both deserve the song, I thought. I think that's one of the most beautiful moments on the record, because always when I come home after a tour, he acts in a certain way, and without him knowing, I recorded it. So I came home and he was like, oh my baby, I'm so proud, how are you? And I recorded it and I put it at the end of the record, and I think it's really beautiful. It's really hard, and I respect street artists a lot, because I never did it. For me, it went from playing in my room at home to big stages. I never played in small. For me, it went instantly big. So it's good to now did that step of like playing like small and on the street. And I really love that image of like people who sometimes are surprised, sometimes are like annoyed even, like, stop singing, it's too loud, or sometimes, you know, and I love the pureness of that. And that's why I love that image, but also I'm touring, doing promotion all the time, and we have to wait all the time. It's 90% of this job is waiting. So I thought I might as well play a song of the record and see how it works already. And I think, you know, the record is really produced, so to take it back with only guitar or keys, it really shows if the song is good or not. So it was also a test in many ways. You know, that's why I call my record Reason. You know, with the first record I had a lot, I was up and down, but I also had the time to like stay in my bed and cry all day. But with them, you know, it's not an option anymore to stay in bed. It's not an option anymore to only be emotional. You have to, you know, have responsibility, use your sense of reason to, you know, to make them, to grow them up, you know, to make them happy. And it's really good for me because, you know, the touring is really nice, but you hear a lot of artists that go touring, come home and then fall in a black hole. That's not an option with children. That's not an option. And it's straight, and it's good for me as well, you know, to have structure. You know, they have to get food and to be at school, and I really love it. It's really good. Both lives are really different, but I really love both lives. They sing it all the time, they play it all the time, and I really have to say, like, put it off, because I cannot hear myself. It's weird, but I cannot hear myself. But they are like big fans. Yeah. I think the good thing is, sometimes I can be really annoyed about a song, but then I, you know, say to myself, at a certain point in the past, I really loved it, so then it's fine. But, you know, they're all my babies. It's hard to choose between your children in a way as well. But I think Always Home, I wrote it down guitar. You know, the guitar tracks are really close to me in the end. Always Home is a good one. I think Falling Out is really dark, but really honest. Yeah, Always Home, I think. It's just a lot of energy. I played here like 3 years ago, and I toured with the first record for 2 years and a half. So you cannot have another option than to get better, and to get used to it, to evolve. So it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of dancing.